Welcome to Factorio Brave New World recap. My name is Nilaus, and this is the 11th episode of our weekly updates of our Twitch Let's Play. If you want to know more about this series, then head on over to Twitch, my Twitch channel. It's on Twitch TV/Nilaus. The link is in the description below. I'm streaming this series over on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8 PM Central European Time. So this is a recap where we just go through what's happened during the week in order for you to catch up, or if you missed it, or if you just like these digests instead of about the 12 hours of streaming. Although I would recommend dropping by just to say hi at least. So at the start of the last week, we've started building this one, and we had these mega balancers, the 32 by 32. 32 by 32, and I asked the community if they could make something better than this, which shouldn't be too hard because it looks awful. And it goes up into green circuit builds, and then back into a balancer, and back into here, and then that'll be here. So definitely that's one big project. We are in the process of making new factory buildings that are going to be absolutely gigantic. We're going to start with green circuits, and we're going to do copper, then we're going to do iron, then we're going to do steel. It's all going to be great, I hope. I think, maybe. Let's take a look. That's the primary objective, because as it is right now, science is sometimes working, sometimes not working. You can see it went down because the purple science isn't keeping up. The reason why the purple science isn't keeping up is actually because of red circuits. So it started with the red circuits, and we saw the red circuits wasn't getting enough copper and wasn't getting enough green circuits. So with that being said, we have to keep this one, we have to keep it flowing here. And we have to scale it up, and that's the main objective. Let's jump forward in time after the first stream of the last week. Here we are. We can see that lot has happened, specifically in this area. This new build is operational. It's not super operational, but it is working somewhat. You can see here we are making green circuits. It's looking wonderful. We can see the infrastructure going on. The iron is coming in, and the copper was lagging behind because I actually wanted the copper to be hooked up from the new copper. Actually, it isn't. It's hooked up from the old copper because the new copper is not really built yet. But as you can see here, we are getting, I think we have 3 trains. Yeah, if we have 3 trains, they can only ever support 3 stations. That's just how it works. The stations work. I like that idea, but it does have some limitations. Yeah, so that one, this is working. So this entire thing is working. However, we should also keep in mind that some of them, they are in the process of stacking up. You can see here, we filled up this buffer, and we're slowly filling up the next buffers, the next. And this is also filling up now. So eventually this will stockpile until we get some draw out here. And that's where we replace all of this area. This is the old green circuit. I need to take this out and replace it with this one, which means hooking this one up as well, which is going to be difficult, but it can be done. This copper thing here is the next big thing we're working on. I decided to build it, yeah, big, but also not immediately as we build it. I'm not entirely happy about it. This looks beautiful, all of this. Each one of these locations, let's have a look. Is dedicated. No, they're not dedicated to anything yet, and neither are these. But we're not getting things inbound yet, but it's still in the process of building because we still have like quite a lot of products that are not quite there yet. But they are ready to go, 16 lanes. And the one thing I'm not so happy about as we get started on this, I built this stacker, but actually the design of this one with the Andy Man's average train thingy, it's actually, it's not really needed. I don't think the stacker is needed because they will only come in if there's an open station. So I actually really like it that I don't have to have stackers here. This one also kind of feels redundant because each one is dedicated. There can be 2 lines, and that goes up to 2 lines. So branching it in here and going out doesn't make a difference. It just means that instead of, let's say, instead of this one being busy and this one being idle, it'll instead be both of them being, the first half of it being busy and the second half being idle. It doesn't really serve a purpose, but it's kind of a thing. And then we're going to start working on a train bus, because at this point we start realizing that hooking it back into the line is actually going to be super difficult, and that's going to be the big challenge from here on. So let's jump forward in time and have a look at how we start planning and building that part. And here we are. You can see lots of activity in the network. And we can also see up here, this is the main part. We can now have all of this is engaged. We have all of the train stations up here. They are working. Some are idle because in this case, no trains assigned. But this is working. It's great. It does exactly what it should be. It's merging in here, getting back in the line and in here. And you can see this used to be our old green circuit factory and now it's gone. So we just freed up a lot of space. We can use that for other things. Also, the copper is hooked up again, or not again, but it is hooked up and all the stations have been allocated, but some of them are not scheduled yet. It means that I am woefully under supplying our green circuits, but you know, you can't get it all, and it'll be fine. It'll work. It'll work. That one, the copper is now built, and then this is where we start realizing the issue that I can't just hook them up here. There's just going to be too many bad lines. So we've started expansion out here. We started making indications of what I want. I want these items here, the 5 primary items on the bus, and then I've indicated one extra one because I don't know what I want there, but maybe I'll take something like stone bricks and plastic or coal and just put in the last line and just go like, there we go, you can be here. I don't really know, but it's just important for me to keep an extra one for sort of other relatively high throughput, but not like stupidly high throughput items. What we can see here is going to happen is that this one is in the way. If I want to build my new train bus here, then I'm going to build it down there. And this one is in the way. So this needs to go. Potentially also this needs to go, I think. And I need to start expanding into this area. You can see that I have purchased this area, but I haven't started landfilling it. Well, I have started indicating the landfill, but it's coming. We're going to get more landfill in here. So that's going to be the next big thing. And I really love the fact that we've now gotten to a point where the base is running pretty stable. It's doing stuff. 1.2k science, that's okay. And at this point, we know that it cannot sustain the 1.2k science, or actually the 1.35k science that I want. It's my target. It cannot sustain it, but what it can do is just, it can keep going. And sometimes it'll dip because some items run out. And my objective is to make new and more robust builds, like transitioning out of this iron into something better. We just did here, but we can keep, every time we redo something, it's just going to be 5-10% better than the last time, which is really awesome. So let's jump forward to the end of the next stream, where we're going to look at how the iron is coming together. Let's take a look. And here we are. Still, the base is busy. You can see all the things that are flying back and forth. What we have done here is we have moved. This is low density structures. It's been moved here. And what I'm doing currently is I'm bringing plastic in by robot. And that's obviously not good when you're talking about having 4 full lanes of consumption. Actually, not quite 4 full lanes, but it's pretty close to 4. Actually, it's designed towards 4 full lanes if this one is just going fast enough. And that's a lot. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I still have 2 million plastic in my stockpile, and I want to get rid of this. And the only way I can get rid of it is by consuming it. So let me just consume that and clear it out from my inventory. What I've also done, you can see this used to go down here, I guess. No, I don't know. It went, I think, something like this, and this was water or something. But I've made another little capture here. And we have now a absolutely beautiful build. This iron build is so far the best that we have done. It's kind of obvious that it's the best one we have. This one is really bad. So definitely we need to fix some things. This one shouldn't be stuck here because it shouldn't be going into this location. I guess the issue is that they are not closing off. Maybe I'll just set these back just to pretend that it's working. There we go. So we have our inbounds. They will unfortunately only deliver to the first. As you can see, these have not been assigned yet, and in my honest opinion, I'm not sure this is enough. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure this is actually going to cut it. The reason why I'm saying that is I need to get a lot into steel, and then I need iron for all the things that actually need iron, such as I need 8 lanes or 8 ones going into the green circuits, and we need, I don't know, probably more than 8 lanes going into the steel part. And yeah, as you can imagine, that's kind of a lot. So I might need to do this, but the great thing about this one, like contrary to this one, this can only go to 16. This one is actually expandable. Damn it, if I expand it, then I really get into trouble with this one that I hard coded. But I'm just gonna have to do that. But the essence is, this one is a centralized iron smelter that is self-balancing iron inbound if I could just do my wire things correctly. Clearly I don't. This one has nothing on average. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty simple. It's because this one is missing. Because these are missing, it just doesn't work. And we should probably go through this. We did go through this average thingy. Let's get that one back and see if it works. See, now these are closed, and as they should be, so it'll go up to the other ones. We'll have to do that on at the start of the next stream. Yeah, so there you have it. It's this is where we are. What we're doing now is making like this giant one. Once that's done, we can extend. We have to remove the plastic and move it somewhere else. Unfortunately, it also means taking this one out. It doesn't really matter because they're all sort of at the minimum capacity they can use. So it's not really performing as much as it used to. And unfortunately, it's kind of in the way. So we're going to have to find some other oil somewhere. Where do we actually have oil? We have an oil down here, but it's being used. We have some oil up here, which is not really being used, to be honest. Let's be honest. This is not being used. It's minuscule amounts, and it can certainly go higher than this. Anyway, this is where we are. If you want to join, then I am, as mentioned, streaming Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. Well, although I will be taking a break in a week's time, so there'll be 1 week without streams. That also means the recap will be pushed another week. But this game will continue. The stream will continue until Factorio goes live, and then we'll find out something else to do, which probably will be celebrating the new go live in some way over here on Twitch. So you can expect this to run all through the summer until about the 14th of August. And by then we should have some really, really nice designs that work, and we have really steady production. That's at least the hope. So with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the Twitch series and the recaps, as I know it's not as exciting as the Death World, but it does serve the purpose of catching people up if you wanted to see what's going on live and be part of the design. Most of the designs are actually heavily influenced by what happens in chat, which is really cool. We're going to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you either here on YouTube or over on Twitch. Until next time, stay effective.